Hey Decide Destiny crew, Carl Spirides here. Thanks for joining me for another Decide Destiny daily dose. Decide to tackle life front on. When you think about tackling, whether it's in NFL, whether it's in soccer, whether it's in whatever sport you like, I'm personally going to talk about rugby. You tackle front on, you engage, you see the opposition come through, you see the challenge, you see the breakaway in your defensive line, and you tackle front on. And how you do it, or how I was taught to do it, is that you line it up, you line up the person, and you can always go side on, tackle the legs. You can go from behind, ankle tap them, tackle them from behind, but you're leaving them a whole open slate to your defensive try line. You're leaving them opportunity. You're giving away your power and leaving them opportunity, because you have power when you tackle front on. You have power when you face front on, because you can, if you don't tackle them fully, you can stall them long enough for your players, for your assistants, for your team members to come and clean up the rest of the tackle. But if you tackle front on and you get that impact, then you actually are able to stall the momentum. You know, the 120 kilo ton, 120 kilo huge mammoth of a challenge that faces you. And this is the same philosophy in life, is when something comes up, when something challenges, when a new announcement comes out, when a new challenge, when something different happens, or something that you always expected would happen and always be there for you is gone, you have to tackle it front on. It's the best way to tackle these challenges in life, because you can sit in misery, you can sit in trauma, you can go woe is me, you can really whine and cry, and unfortunately, or I don't know how you'll say it, but today you'll have an audience of people who are welcoming you neglecting your greatest version, or neglecting you becoming the greatest person that you can become. So that's like you letting the opportunity of you becoming great. That's like you tackling from side on, tackling from behind. So when you tackle front on, you line it up, you line the challenge up, you line the test up in your life, and you step into it. And what happens is you get low, because the lower you get, you're going to avoid elbows, the rugby ball, you're going to avoid all that power that's above, and you're going to be able to take the legs out. It's same as the Goliath story. If your challenge is bigger than you, you've got to find a way to tackle. It's not always about brute force. It's about different way. How can you manipulate the function of their body? How can you take their legs out? How can you strategize? How can you think around it? How can you work through it and find an angle? And so your angle is always going to be getting low. So you get low, and the other person, the challenge, what's going to come, they're going to see what you're doing, and they're going to try and match up. And they're going to try and match up and go, okay, I need to get low as well. I need to drop my elbow into him. I drop my knee and elbow into him. And if I get low enough, I can just bounce him off. And you see this all the time in rugby. If the person carrying the ball gets low enough, they can just bounce the tackler off. But you need to get below that elbow. You need to get below that rugby ball, that frame, that strong frame that's coming at you. And so not only do you have to tackle front on, but you have to do what's hardest. So you tackle front on, and you lunge into it, and you're really putting your body on the line. You're risking. You're out there and you're risking your welfare in a lot of ways, but you're risking yourself. From up top, you can see everything, you can manage, you can change, you can try rip the ball, you can do everything up here. But down low, you're going, I'm facing the storm, I'm facing the tide, I'm facing whatever's coming at me, and I am preparing myself, and I'm putting myself in a position to be able to take it down by the legs, but also I'm risking my own safety here. And so you line up the person, you line up the challenge, you take a couple steps in, you take one big step. So this is where you want to get into the enemy's environment. So I control this environment around me, all right? You control in your life, everything else is going to change, different things. People are going to change their platforms, they're going to change the rules here, they're going to change this, they're going to, not like you one day and like you the next day. Everything else is going to change around you. What you control is this space here. okay? So what you're doing when you step and you lunge in is you're lunging into their environment, you're lunging into their space. And what we're taught is you want to bring your leg as close as possible to the person, the attacker. You want to bring your leg as close as possible. So if they're in this circle frame here, I want to plant my foot in their environment. So I want to plant my foot in their environment. And you lean forward, you lean into it. So whenever you're facing anything in your life, whenever you're facing any sort of challenge, if you face it half-assed, if you're kind of into it, if you're kind of convinced, if you've been slightly told this is the right way, but you're not too sure, that's all going to fall over. You need to be 100% committed. And that's what you learn in that tackle. So you might think it's just a physical thing, but it actually teaches you so much, so much in terms of your philosophy for life. It teaches you so much in terms of, who you are as a person, who you want to be. It teaches you so much in terms of your faith. It teaches you all of that just in that one little exercise. If you're able to break it apart and able to look at experiences in your life and break it apart and see what skill sets have I learned from that experience. So again, you've got the attacker, and you always prepare for them to bring hell and mighty, all the titans, all the aggression, that everything. You always prepare for them to bring everything, right? You don't prepare for them. Oh, maybe they're, this is a slower run. Maybe they didn't get low enough. No, you prepare for the worst, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing bad if you are someone who's prepared. It's actually bad if you're not prepared. So there's the frame, there's the circle. You line it up. You've got your vision. You're visualizing what's going to happen. You can pre-frame it. You can see it before it happens. Okay, that's really powerful as well. It's like a golfer who will be able to see the golf ball into the hole. A basketballer can see the basketball into the hoop. So you're visualizing. You're setting up. You're going, I'm just taking a few steps into there. And once you know every element of the tackle, every element of the challenge you're overcoming, every element, once you wise up enough and have enough knowledge around it and understand what your responsibilities, what your obligations are in the situation, then you're actually able to automatically, in a way, visualize it. Because you've spent so much time training, you've spent so much time considering everything, you've spent so much time on all the physical elements that your visual brain starts to see it before it happens. And it sees it and then it believes it. So you line it up, there they are, there's the circle. I've got to stop teasing you and just go through the process now. But you line it up, there's the circle. You want to visualize it, frame it up. You know what's coming at you. You know what you're going to have to do. You know what your role is in this situation. You know what your obligation is. No matter what, no matter if this winger over here tells you, no, come out here, or you are committing to your decision and what you think is right. No matter what other utterances are in your teammates, no matter if they're captain, no matter if they are 10 medallion captain above you, you know what your obligation is, you know what your mission is. You have to tackle this person coming at you, okay? So there they are, they're in that circle. You line it up, you know what you have to do, you've made the decision in your mind, you've trusted your gut, you've trusted your heart, you've trusted your faith. You line it up and you're gonna take a couple steps, you're gonna step into their environment because you're gonna disturb their circle, their environment. They're wanting to disturb yours, you're gonna disturb theirs first. And you want to beat them, so you're gonna get lower than them. Okay, you're gonna get lower so you can take out their legs, you can get underneath their frame, you can get underneath their shield. I won't go too far into it, but in the ancient Greek soldiers, they had the phalanx, they had the circle shields and then the spear, and they got really close in so that there was no defensive angle that you could take into breaking that formidable line of soldiers. So thinking about that's what's coming at you, a formidable soldier, a formidable attacking element. So you get into the environment, right, and you want to find a weakness, you want to manipulate it in some way, you want to find an angle, okay? So there you go, 1, 2, and then you drop your shoulder. So you launch into it. So you line it up, you've got the circle, and you lunge as far as you can into it, and you're really pushing with all your force, all your body. A lot of your power comes through your core, comes through your legs, but you're pushing through all your body, right? And you're gonna take a couple steps in, and you're gonna launch into it, okay? and then you're going to tackle. But all the tackle, once it comes in, and if it comes off and you take him down, your teammates congratulate you. You've won that exchange. You've dominated. You've got respect. You've got all these great things. But in order to do that one little split second of a tackle, you have to prepare. You have to plan. You have to see it before it happens. You have to visualize it. You have to trust yourself, trust your heart, trust your gut, trust your knowing. You have to do all those things before you can execute. And that's the message of today's daily dose, is to tackle life front on. Tackle it front on. Many things are going to happen, many things are going to change, okay? You can't expect that how you have been handling everything is going to be suitable for how you need to handle things going forward and how things are changing, all right? So you need to be adaptable. And the best way, because I've got friends, I've got family, I've got different people, and sometimes they reach out to me and they ask me questions, and they ask me, what am I concerned about here, or how do I think? And I think the best way that you can prepare yourself is your mindset. In any challenge, in any extreme change, in any contraction around you, is to look at your mindset and build a formidable mindset, and then build all your fortress around that mindset, okay? But remember, tackle life front on. Line it up, see your opposition, see what's coming at you, prepare yourself for it, make those decisions, and they're split-second decisions. Once you make them enough times, you know what to do, you know what to do, you know what to do, okay? But you're also understanding that there might be a different element here, okay? You might lunge in, go to tackle, and they might offload, and then you have to go onto this foot and tackle, okay? So you're open to that, but you know what's coming at you, and you've practiced it a million times, and you step, and you launch in. And guys, I haven't played rugby for a while, so I don't know, you could probably pick that apart and let me know what you thought of it. Criticize and do all the all the great things the online world does. But I hope you enjoy that one. Make sure that you take action, you tackle what's coming at you, you tackle it front on. A lot of us want to pretend that we want to kind of, think butterflies and all these great things when, some shit's falling apart, or some challenges are coming up, or something daunting is challenging us in our life, or we have a habit that is reoccurring, that is causing us problems in our life. And so in order to evolve, rather, we need to tackle it front on. We need to face up to it, face up to the storm. Be the lighthouse in the ocean, face up to it. No matter how big that wave is, that lighthouse is facing up to it. It's strong, it's standing strong. So guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Share it around for anyone else who this might help, or you think it might help. Maybe give me some pointers on my tackling if you wanted. And as always, guys, remember, decide your destiny. Cheers.